What's going on, y'all? Today we got NBA legends explain why Muggsy Bogues was a 5'3" killer. Let's get into it. See what's up.
Away by Muggsy Bogues.
They said this 5'3" point guard is gonna come out. He's gonna dominate the game.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
If you're a fan, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Good day to y'all. How's it going? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name, of course, is Sean David, and I welcome you to your weekly dose of old school NBA basketball. In today's episode, I want to take a look at NBA legends explaining how good Muggsy Bogues was, the shortest player who ever made it to the NBA. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoy the content, and even more important, click the notifications button so you never miss an episode of the Basketball Time Machine. Alright, you guys, enough said. Let's get right down into it.
Copy.
So the first player's opinion that I want to take a look at involves Isaiah Thomas and some other legends, and I'm pretty sure you've never seen a clip before, so let's hear what those guys have to say.
You talk about Muggs, leadership comes to the forefront. He just liked to be the captain and he liked to run the floor.
He was our leader, the glue that held that team together.
That's Lil
A
Johnson.
guy 5'3" can have that much impact on a game.
His basketball IQ was far and beyond that of most NBA players.
Muggsy Bogues. Boy, is he clever.
When you're small and you're having success, when I looked at Muggsy, I said, that guy must be really smart and he knows how to run a team.
You know, you weren't worried that he was going to score 40 points in any given game, but you knew that he was going to control the pace of the game.
Muggsy Bogues is picking the defense apart.
I've never seen a game or played in a game where Muggsy didn't dictate the tempo.
He pushes the ball, he forces turnovers, he's a very disruptive force.
He was our floor general. We looked at him for leadership and direction.
And the next player's opinion that I want to take a look at is from NBA legend Grant Hill, who obviously played in the NBA for the Detroit Pistons in the mid-90s and obviously also had his bump-ins with Muggsy Bogues. Let's hear what he has to say.
You know, you think about back in the 90s, Muggsy's a really, relatively speaking, short point guard. And at times, you're
a short person.
Okay. Okay.
He's 5'3". I mean, come on now. He's a bad boy, but he's 5'3".
But you were, at times, a taller point guard in the league. So that dynamic must have been pretty wild out there.
It was wild. I mean, I was more of a point forward,
right.
And I didn't match up, thankfully, against Muggsy. But there were times as a primary ball handler initiating the offense during my Detroit years.
That boy got
play
some,
Charlotte. You always wanted to know where Muggsy was because I didn't want to have to put the ball on the floor at all with him on the court. So a lot of times we put Lindsey Hunter in the opposite corner. And that was our offense, and just to keep Muggsy away from all the action. But it's incredible. I mean, to think that size and to have that kind of impact on the game. And there's an old adage in the NBA: you can't teach height, but you also can't teach heart. And he played at that size and made a difference.
Here comes Bogues.
Look at him fly. Really fast.
An absolute speed demon, as quick as just about any guard in the NBA.
Muggs' speed and handles is kind of hard to describe. He just got down the court in like 2.3 seconds.
Now here is Bogues. Look at this.
The speed was crazy. The quickness unmatched.
On the fly. What a move by Bogues.
Man, is he fast. I used to call him a ghost. You see him one side and he's gone.
He's so fast, you can lose focus of him and lose sight. Then when he has the ball, he's so little, he goes right by you.
Muggsy with a beautiful spin.
You can't pressure him. You had to make him shoot the jump shot to prove that he gonna make shots that night. And if he did, then you was in trouble.
His quickness and his competitiveness and being so tough, that's what made him really, really good.
For 3 days. Mine was, I'm a big Magic fan, going to Michigan State, so I'm going to be a point guard in the NBA. Muggsy Bogues made me change my position. Picking me up 94 feet, Kenny. I mean, he turned me, he said, you're not going to play point guard for so long. And after about a year and a half, and Muggsy kept looking at me smiling, every time we would play, he changed me from going from a point guard to a shooting guard.
Oh, what a pass by Bogues.
Let me tell you, his game is much bigger than he stands on the floor.
Muggsy Bogues getting in there amongst the trees.
We had the smallest player in basketball leading one of the most exciting teams. It made it attractive for the younger base.
Basketball is supposed to be a big man's game, but Tyrone Muggsy Bogues has spent years proving that kind of thinking is short-sighted.
Here's a short course for small business.
Think about Muggsy Bogues, 5'3" guy, played in the NBA, quickest guy I've ever seen, played the game of basketball, and he is epitome of what determination means. No matter how big you are, you can still play with the big guy. Did he ever block my shot? No.
Very difficult to play against him. Playing against some bigger and taller guys, it was very difficult to for those guys to find the body and check him out.
I think the thing that makes Muggsy such a unique player is the fact that he's been used to hearing how small he is. And I felt that he used that to his advantage. It doesn't make a difference your size. He showed that you could be big, you could be small, and still there's a place for you in this game.
When bigger guards would post him up, his teammates would say, "Muggsy, you need any help?" He said, "Nope. He's just as unaccustomed to doing this as I am." If he backed you down into the post, and he was right. Oftentimes, many players say, the worst thing about Muggsy Bogues is when you can't see him, because that means he's soon to get in your grill or steal something out of your back pocket.
He wasn't worried about being the guy with the most points or being the star on the team or a guy in the paper. He just wanted to lead his team, to make sure he got the assist to help you score as easily and as quickly as you could.
I remember him basically taking me under his wing and just telling him, like, young fella, all I want you to do is run. Don't let me beat you down the court. And he was serious. He said, I'll find you, just run.
I owe a lot to Muggsy because Muggsy gave me an opportunity to go out there and get extra shots. Because if it wasn't for his pinpoint passes, probably would have been a little more of a struggle.
All of us did whatever Muggsy said on the floor. He was the general. We trusted him with the ball, but I knew if the ball was coming my way, I'm not to dribble. He's only going to throw it to me when I'm open and catch and shoot, because he wanted to assist. If I had to pump fake and put it on the floor for an escape dribble, why are you dribbling the ball? It's first thing, whether the shot went in or not. Why are you dribbling the ball? I'm giving it to you so you don't have to dribble. That guy was funny, man, but he was competitive, the leader of our group. We trusted him with anything.
He would penetrate, and it's hard to believe that he would go into those trees. As small as he would get into those trees. And then the plays that he would make were phenomenal for a guy his size, to be able to see guys, have the court vision that he had, so it was very fun playing with Muggsy.
Muggsy was the heart of the team for a long time. All the players respected him. He played hard. He was an underdog, even though he never carried himself like an underdog. He was only an underdog in other people's eyes, not his own. And, to be a starting point guard for all those years, I think says a tremendous amount about his competitiveness, his toughness.
He was going to go out there and give his all. He was going to work hard. I got to spend a lot of time with Muggsy between year 1 and year 2. Muggsy would come into the Grady Cole Center off Kings, and he would come in and put up shots every day. And I would rebound for him, and he got better. He worked hard. He improved his game.
He was just his character, his temperament. He loved to play. He was a fierce competitor. But, it was fun playing with him.
Little guy, but with a big personality. I was fortunate enough to play with him and Larry, who, both had a zest for life, just a zest for the game. They enjoyed it, and Muggsy was a huge impact.
You know, one of the first jerseys that I had back in the days was Muggsy Bogues. Why? Well, I was a short guy, short player back in the day. I grew up pretty late, and Muggsy was one of my favorite players back in the days. And he was just sensational. Not only his basketball IQ, but his passing skills were off the charts. Also, I can really recommend that if you like audiobooks, you got to check out Muggsy Bogues.
And that's the end of this one, though, y'all. Y'all know what to do, man. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you share the video, subscribe, tell me what other players you want me to do reaction videos on. I'm here for them, man. Especially the old school players, man. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go to and watch the players that I have never seen before. Feeling that blank history, If you guys enjoyed, like the video. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here.